Hitler had a $20,000 bond up for my head, but it never got me. So they put $10,000 on the man, but for me, he offered $20,000. He still didn't collect.
$25,000 price tag on your head at one point, and if you were shot down, that they had the right to shoot you because you'd invaded twice?
See, I walked around France, did everything to give myself up, and they didn't even know us. So they didn't know what they were looking for. I went in and ate with three of the top Gestapos. They had the whole army protecting them in the hotel. I walked right in, sat down at the table, took the plate off of the man, took his pancake, put jelly on it, and ate it right there from him. They're standing there laughing. He's crazy. I said, crazy. I walked out. It's like that. They didn't know they wanted me.
Well,
we did stuff like that.
Sounds like you had a crazy time.
The English said right off we were crazy when we got there. So. The Canadians marched in front of us, and we just walked on the street. We didn't march. So we come in near a puddle of water. The Canadians that went around it, over the sidewalk and ran. We went through it. That thing was deep, almost drowned my bus boy. See, when you're a corporal, you get a bus boy. Only in the English army, not in the American. So then they said right off, they're deaf. The guy said, what is it? They're crazy. Then we kept that. Then we had these 500 guys with us, always in immediate or different groups.
Where did you first get the nickname Lucky?
My group that I was with that come out, they told we're supposed to have a code name. We're picking up code names, and these guys decided to use the name Lucky for me. I didn't want it, but they wanted the name Lucky.
Was that when you were with the American group?
No, it was the Canadian. It was the Canadian, yeah. That wasn't our first group, you know.
Did you think it was bad luck, or why didn't you?
I don't know. I didn't care for it. That was their idea. They just kept sticking with that. They wanted Lucky. I didn't want that at all.
Now, when you got out of the Canadian Air Force, did you go right into the English from there? Or?
From the Canadian Air Force, I went to American
Air Force?
Yeah, we went to Thursley, England. See, after I had this trouble with this major, and they had my papers all made, I had to go to Thursley to get discharged from the... Well, later, they said I was no longer needed with the English. So they went back to the Canadians, and the Canadians discharged me again. Went through a lot, and what I did, went through all this thing with them. They didn't have my papers, so they couldn't make up my discharge right. And of course, I knew where my papers were. I threw them in the stove. I was a CO with the English. I seen all these papers in my file were going through it, and nobody's in the office there. I threw the whole thing right in the stove. So then that's the reason they had trouble. Didn't have my shots and whatnot.
So then you enlisted in, after the Canadians discharged you, you enlisted in the U.S. Army Air Force?
No, they made me an MP first.
Oh, MP in England?
See, after you... well, what they did, they drafted you in the Army, right? When the Canadians, you come in at night, he say you sign this paper here. We don't tell you what you're signing. He said you come in the morning, you start here. We did that for 3 days, going around all these places. In the morning, you go in there, and he hands you this paper, folds it all up. He said, go out that door there. And that was going on an American ground. You walk out there, there's an MP there, he says, fall in that ground over there. You're on now American soil. So the guy comes out, they have the officer and all, they say, hold up your right hand and repeat after me. So you hold up your right hand and don't repeat anything. I say, what's this guy talking about? He drafted me in the Army. I unfolded this paper, I'm holding my left hand, and there I had my discharge. I hold my discharge, I'm out of the Army, and some guy swearing me in the Army.
And so they said you were on American land, but you were in England?
Well, see, you're on that ground, you're American ground. Americans own that ground in Thursley. They buy that ground from England, and you're there, you're in American ground already.
Oh, okay, so they had this swearing in on Americans.
Then they take you to the embassy and make you American citizen. We were there too long and we would lose our citizenship paper. So when you get out of that, and the guy says, what do you want to do? I said, nothing. He says, you're an MP. I said, well, I'll do something. I don't want to be an MP. He said, you're an MP, so we don't make mistakes. I told him, I said, you'll be sorry. They made us MPs.
So I read in one of the packets where you guarded Eisenhower's tunnel 120 feet underground?
150 feet underground.
Now, what was the tunnel from? Where did it go from and to?
It was near the subway. So you could go down the subway to come in the tunnel, or the back end where I was, where it went down. That was the back end where I guarded.
It went near the subway?
Yes, near the subway.
What was it used for?
It was just for Eisenhower to live in.
Housing to live in?
Yeah, he lived down there.
And General Eisenhower was down in there with his staff and everybody?
Yeah, well, he'd have his staff, his secretary, and all. They had a nice big place. I was down there once at night when they went there.
Huh. How long were you assigned to guard that? How long were you assigned to guard that?
Oh, maybe a couple of weeks or so. I was having trouble. See, the MPs had charge of the Marines came in. They had 150 Marines that be shipped back to the U.S. They got in trouble on a boat and stuff. They wanted out, trying to get out of the Army. And so I don't know why we were guarding them. Was they going to hurt themselves or what? So what I was doing while I was working that, I having trouble with the sergeant. Here this outfit, they had the whole relations running this whole